Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. This is one of those moves that really gets the heart pounding, especially for Seahawks fans who have been watching the team try to find that missing piece on defense. It's like a blockbuster movie plot unfolding right before our eyes. The Seahawks, currently sitting at 4-2 and eyeing that playoff push, have just made a bold move that could reshape their entire defensive outlook and, quite possibly, their chances of making a deep postseason run. And I'm talking about the potential acquisition of Antoine Winfield Jr. from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, you heard that right. The Seahawks are reportedly in serious talks to bring in one of the most versatile safeties in the league right now, and this isn't just speculation. Insiders like Rossini are confirming that a deal is imminent, with Tampa getting a 2026 second-round pick along with Julian Love in exchange. And if you think about it, this makes perfect sense for Seattle. They're currently dealing with a bit of a safety crisis, especially after some recent injuries. With Witherspoon limited by a knee injury, Woolen sidelined due to a concussion, and Love himself possibly doubtful for Week 7, the Seahawks need reinforcements. Antoine Winfield Jr., who was drafted in 2020 out of Minnesota, is not just any safety. He's an all-pro caliber player, and he's been dominating the league with his versatility, intelligence, and playmaking ability. The kind of player who can erase threats on the deep ball, make crucial tackles, and provide that extra layer of security in a secondary that's been tested this season. Looking at his stats, Winfield Jr. is a game changer. In 2024, he's already been a top 10 safety according to PFF, with a coverage rating of 78.5, which is elite. He's racked up around 35 solo tackles, ranking him among the top safeties in the league, and has snagged 2 interceptions, making big plays when his team needs him most. His ability to cover deep routes is exceptional. He allows just about 2 yards after the catch per tackle, putting him in the top 5 in that category. What's more impressive is his missed tackle percentage, which is around 4%, one of the best in the league, showing how reliable he is in open space. His run defense grade is also impressive, sitting at 84. One meaning he's not just a ball hawk, he's a complete safety who can stop the run and cover effectively. And let's not forget his recent performance against the Falcons in Week 4, where he had 8 tackles, an interception, and a +0.20 EPA per play. Winfield's career numbers speak volumes: over 450 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 10 forced fumbles, making him one of the most disruptive defensive backs in the game today. His ball-hawking ability is second to none, with a ball-hawk rate of around 20%. The Seahawks have been looking to improve their secondary for some time now, especially after some inconsistent performances, and adding Winfield could be that game-changing move that elevates them from a good defense to a top-tier one. Now for Tampa Bay, this move makes a lot of sense too. They're sitting at 3-3 but have been struggling with a leaky offensive line that's allowed 29 sacks in just 5 games. They're focusing on rebuilding that unit and parting ways with a star safety like Winfield Jr. For a second-round pick shows that they're thinking long-term, especially with their cap situation and the need to develop young offensive linemen. Tampa's defense historically has been a strong suit, but this season they're vulnerable. Allowing a 12% drop in EPA per pass compared to last year, their defense has been a bit of a shaky foundation, and that's something they want to rebuild. But for Seattle, this is a golden opportunity. Winfield's arrival would be like adding a Swiss Army knife to their secondary. He's not just a safety, he's a playmaker, a leader, and someone who can turn games around with a single play. The Seahawks have been developing a solid core, with Quandre Diggs anchoring the back end, but adding Winfield could turn their secondary into one of the league's most feared units. Imagine Winfield lining up alongside Diggs, with Mafe rushing the passer and creating pressure. This could be the perfect storm for a dominant defense that can harass quarterbacks and shut down the league's best passing attacks. And speaking of pass defense, the Seahawks are trending upward. Their pass defense currently ranks around 8th in the league, but with Winfield in the mix, projections suggest they could jump into the top 5. His ability to cover deep, combined with Diggs's leadership, would give Seattle a secondary that's both aggressive and disciplined. It's a huge upgrade from what they've had earlier in the season, and especially important when facing high-octane offenses like the 49ers, Rams, and even the Cowboys. Now let's talk about Geno Smith and how this move could impact him. Geno has been surprisingly steady this season, throwing for about 400 yards with 9 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. His ability to extend plays and make quick decisions is crucial for the Seahawks' offensive success, especially in the red zone, where they've improved their efficiency from 60% to around 75% in recent weeks. With a stronger secondary backing him up, Geno might find even more success, as teams won't be able to test the Seahawks' pass defense as easily. This, in turn, could lead to more sustained drives, more scoring opportunities, and ultimately more wins. And it's not just about the immediate impact. This move signals the Seahawks' serious intent to contend for the Super Bowl this year. Their odds to win the championship have already improved from plus 4,000 to plus 1,800, according to some betting platforms. That's a significant shift and shows how much confidence the betting community has in this team's newfound strength. When you add a player like Winfield Jr. to an already talented roster, you're not just patching a hole, you're making a statement. The Seahawks are here to compete, and they're willing to make bold moves to do so. Now, for Tampa Bay, it's a different story. They're still trying to find their footing after a somewhat inconsistent start. Their odds to reach the playoffs are long, and perhaps this trade reflects a rebuilding mindset. They're focusing on youth and development, and parting with Winfield might be part of a broader strategy to reshape the roster. Still, for the Seahawks, this is a clear sign that they're all in on this season, actively upgrading their defense to go toe-to-toe with the best in the league. And let's not forget, Winfield's presence could also serve as a locker room boost. His leadership, experience, and knack for big plays are exactly what Seattle needs to close out tight games. His ability to force turnovers and make game-changing plays can be the difference in the postseason, especially in those high-pressure moments. And with the Seahawks already showing resilience this season, this move could be the final piece that pushes them over the top. Looking ahead, the potential playoff scenarios are exciting. Winfield's addition might give Seattle an edge over competitors like the 49ers, Rams, or even the Cowboys, particularly in matchups that hinge on defensive stops and turnovers. The Seahawks could become one of the most opportunistic defenses in the league, and that's a dangerous proposition for any opponent. The betting odds reflect this optimism, with many now considering Seattle a serious contender for the NFC title, especially with Winfield anchoring that secondary. All in all, this trade is more than just a roster move. It's a statement of intent, a signal that the Seahawks are committed to competing at the highest level and making a real push for Super Bowl LXI. It's a bold gamble, but if it pays off, it could be remembered as one of the most pivotal moments of this season. The combination of a solid pass rush, a revamped secondary, and a smart, aggressive defense could turn Seattle into one of the league's toughest teams to beat in the coming weeks. And for fans, it's an exciting time, a chance to dream bigger and believe that this team is on the cusp of greatness. So as we wait for official confirmation, keep your eyes on the Seahawks. This could be the move that elevates them from playoff contenders to Super Bowl favorites. And remember, in the NFL, sometimes one player can change everything. Anton Winfield Jr. might just be that player for Seattle. The NFC West is watching, and so are the rest of the league. Stay tuned, because the Seahawks are about to make a statement, and you won't want to miss it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And finally, fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Anton Winfield Jr. can be the missing piece that finally pushes the Seahawks into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and, of course, to the Seahawks. This is what makes our community special, sharing insights, debates, and passion for this incredible team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Whether it's more trade rumors, injury updates, or game previews, I'll be here to keep you informed and fired up. Thanks for sticking with us, and remember, the journey to the Super Bowl is always a wild ride. But with moves like this, Seattle is definitely making its mark.